Welcome to the realm of Millenia. Be ye a man, a woman, a child, a spirit, a creature, or demon. Be ye a native migrator, or maybe even an invader into the realm. Welcome, for I am your host, the Millenia Mailman, here today on this fantastic Funny Guy Friday we got for you. Continuing on with the worst thing she can say is no, because I will be out here world building for you long after you've already begun to acclimate and fit in. So go ahead, sit back, relax, and enjoy this one more Funny Guy Friday for the day as we move on into tomorrow, right? So back into it. Overall, the worst thing she could say is no, right? Like, personally, one of the things I do for the common is I'm really comfortable going up and asking people. It's like I'm not scared, terrified, or intimidated by any margin in order to go talk to women, because I fostered this kind of sense of I don't matter from the very start, and being okay and comfortable walking into awkward situations, because something I've always done was never hesitate to ask for shit. Yep. I used profanities, so this one is definitely not monetized. I've never shied away from asking people for shit. Like, hey, I see you, we only got like 10 more minutes in lunch right now, and I see you got that unopened juice box and strawberry milk. Ooh, are you gonna drink that? Hey, yo, Sade, I see you got lunch and you brought lunch from home. Which one of those aren't you gonna eat all of? Oh, you about to be a cow today. All right. No. It's cool. No. Oh, hey. Oh, yes, you're leaving me with something. Of course. You're the slimmest person around. How dare anyone call you fat? You said someone called you fat? That's crazy. Give me your shit. Right? I foster that sense of calmness and being able to approach any and everyone for any and every reason, because something I always did as a youth, even in school, middle and high school. Give me your shit, please. I have no problems with being a fat ass. Look at this tummy rumble, the way it makes this shirt wrinkle and flatten out in other areas, right? No wrinkles, because I have a flabby chesticles. But the belly is all nice and flattened out. Okay? I have never shied away from asking for people's shit, especially when it comes to food. So, if I, for one, didn't feel like asking questions or wasn't in a position to be dating nobody, I would just fall back on asking for people food. So I did that so much and so thoroughly, where when it felt like a girl was about to tell me no, like, if I dare ask this question, would they tell me no? Like, can I get your number? Nah? Well, good, because I actually wanted to come over here for your food. Anyway, so, are you gonna eat everything off this tray, or do I gotta snatch it before you throw it in the trash can later? No, I'll totally be back around 2 minutes before the bell. I swear, give me that shit, right? I always had a fallback, right? Fall back and asking for shit. Let you know that, okay, there's no need to feel bad because he's asking for shit, right? Because I did find that is something that makes it easier on people. Like, if you're going through a breakup or something, when you give them a reason, just one more reason to hate you or dislike you during the time of the breakup, there's less hard feelings on either side, because there's an extra excuse. There's a reason that you're breaking up, and then there's the extra excuse of, oh yeah, it was definitely in my best interest to have left you, right? The worst thing you guys could say was no, but at the same time, it was probably for the best of you, because this guy continues to keep on asking for shit. This guy won't stop asking for shit, right? Worst thing they could say is no, absolutely not, right? So I've kept that took that into my work, that attitude into my work life of being comfortable, so much so that everyone thinks I would be good in sales. Let me tell you, I've worked sales before. I freaking suck at sales. I'm good at sales training. I could teach anyone and train anyone to be good at sales, but something about me, my character, and personality that just displays how excited I am to be at work makes people like, nah, you seem too happy. I can see it in your eyes that you definitely do want this. And a lot of times actually, it's better that when you're in a job like sales, that it seems like you don't care. You need to be able to show that you don't care. With a smile this wide, there's no way getting around the fact that I clearly care. But I can teach it to you, right? So I can teach you how to do sales. I can't sell for nothing. I can't do sales my gosh darn self for nothing, dude. I can be pretty decent at a B2B, but as far as like door to door or in person, walking up to you, hi, how are you doing today? And that just makes me feel terrible, right? But B2B I do pretty good, right? But anywho, the worst thing they could say is no. It's like, imagine, for the example, worst thing they could say is no, walking into an establishment. It's like, hey, I got something here for you. What? Would you feel like you're interested in something? It's like, no. Yeah, okay. No problem. Have a good day. Right? Worst thing is them calling the cops on you and having you trespassed in the whole stomping ground of where you're supposed to be doing sales. That's the actual worst thing they could do. It's not them telling you no, it's them getting you banned and unable to work in that area. It's like, you could have just said no, bro. You could have just said no. Worst thing they could say is no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's a lie. It's a lie. Worst thing they could tell you is no. Nope. Worst thing they could tell you was, hey, you seem creepy because you don't look handsome enough to even be daring to ask people no questions like this, right? Put you on a sex offender registry and put on a restraining order for someone you don't know their schedule and have no idea who or what they are. Yeah, I do believe it sounded like he said his name was DJ. Oh yeah, we can get a restraining order on this man. Oh my gosh. No, you were supposed to say no and get over it. Nah, it's not the worst they could say. The worst thing they could say is no, absolutely not. The worst thing they could say is you're ugly, creepy, and I don't like you. Oh my gosh. The worst thing they could say is no, right? The worst thing they could say is no. So I took that on with me. Everywhere I traveled, everywhere I went, even when I was in the military, I took that attitude of not hesitating to ask people for shit. Like, hey, especially with food. Like, hey, let me get your number. That's cool. I see you got a thing in your hand. Seems like you're trying to find somewhere to throw that away. Can I get that away from you? I'll throw that out for you. Let me take the trash out with me. I'm a roach, I'm a rat, I'm a disgusting pig. I found trash, easy, give it to me. Tossed. I'm gonna throw it in the trash with myself. Golly, that hurt. Worst thing they can say is no. So, one of the places I went out was all the way to Seattle, Washington. It was for work, right? Went to Seattle, Washington for work. And in Seattle, Washington, I got no bitches. No bitches at all. I'll be honest with you. No bitches of mine in Seattle, Washington. Right? One common trend I had over in the state of Washington was that everyone seemed to feel like I was some gay or transsexual person just from my attitude and everything. I was like, oh, that's new. I never been claimed off the jump to be looking or feeling like I was a transsexual. What gives you that image? But ultimately, it seems like everyone thought I was a woman who got like surgery to become a man, because I acted like some woman that became a man in the area. And it just makes, so it's like, golly, how many women are transitioning to men and doing the stomping grounds in Seattle, Washington? They got, how many women are there, let alone women that act like me, stomping in Seattle, Washington with all the babes I dare to walk up to and ask questions? What is happening here, right? It's like, I feel very targeted right now. It's like, well, what about it? It's just the way you walk up and the way you talk to people. It's just the way that you get in our heads at this and that point. The way it seems to feel like you understand us. It doesn't seem much like very masculine. It seems a bit more feminine. So you're like, you don't like that? No, we love it. But it's just like trauma, I guess, would be the word. It's like, it's trauma. It's traumatic. It feels like we're about to find out that you're technically a woman and can't give us kids. It's like, what's that got to do with anything? I mean, my preferences, yeah? The worst thing they could say is no. Absolutely not. The worst thing I felt they could tell me was that, hey, you're this transsexual person. I'm like, well, okay. I mean, that's cool and all, but I guess I need to re-ask the question, can we sleep over tonight? Or do you want to sleep over my place tonight? It's like, no, because it's like, you're, okay, that's fine, I guess. That's fine. No bitches. I had no bitches in the state of Washington. Just the homies. Most unfortunate. Like, dang, bro. Why is this dude driving backwards like this? This is making me uncomfortable. What the hell is happening? Anywhoozin'. That guy's making me nervous. Anywhoozin'. Worst thing they could say is no. Worst thing they can say is no, right? So, one of those encounters, I'd say the actual first one who I kind of pressured for all the answers in order to fully understand that there was basically a woman going out there like that, dating everyone she possibly could, but after her transition. So she was like technically lesbian, right? It was a girl who liked girls and was having relations with other girls, but in the transitioned body of a man. So she has her alternate attachments directly to her body, and she would use it to pleasure women, but there would be no like full-on reproductive fertilization actually happening in that entire process, and so on and so forth, right? So my first encounter that led to that understanding was me with this lovely looking woman. Again, totally out of my league, right? Just look immaculate in my eyes. In the eyes of this beholder, she looked absolutely immaculate, right? And eventually, after my whoa charm, my charisma just shining forth, natural 20s every time with this particular woman, I ultimately encounter her several times before actually asking her for her number and going on dates and everything. Had a relationship for, I'd say, like two to 3 weeks before I popped the question like, hey, come back to my place, or have me come back to yours, right? We can cook some food at home, have a little cook-off, right? have a cook off at one of our places, show ourselves some cooking skills, and then chill to some Netflix, right? So that was ultimately the way. And the way I started every conversation after meeting her was, hey, Sade, how we doing? Right? Because that's how I interacted with her the first. But again, more so on the first encounter with her, it was actually at a club. No, not a club. I was at a bar. Okay, it's actually further than I thought. It was at a bar, like a dive bar, and I was with a couple of dudes from my place of work. I'm like, hey, all right, I know you guys are a bunch of players, a bunch of bandits in this game. I'm not one for that. Tell me what you guys say and tell me what you guys do and all that, so I know what not to do, because I'm not trying to get slapped across the face letting these people think I'm one of you guys. It's like, okay, that sounds right. Sounds pretty fair. So they tell me what they guys do, and I'm like, okay, good. You definitely don't say that. You're right, I don't. Okay, so I'm going to say that. Right? Because one of them was like, hey, shorty. I was like, you definitely do not say that at all. You're right, I don't say that. That's why it's going to be my line. I'm going to use that. Hey, shorty. But I'm going to say it far weirder than you did. Right? So I walk up to the finest looking one out there. Hey, shorty, how you doing today? Putting a little inflectuation into the voice, making it sound like I'm an entirely different race or accent of something that I'm definitely not. Just being weird, just being awkward. Kind of break down the walls and everything. Hey, how you doing today? You seem pretty good. You seem pretty fire. Right? I understand I sound pretty weird and pretty awkward, but that was my niche. Hi, how you doing? Right? And I encountered her once, encountered her other times, and then I got her number. I didn't get it from that first encounter at the bar. I got it from persistent encounters of genuinely being true and consistent that way. Pursued her, we started dating for a while, and it wasn't until, again, like week 3 of encountering and technically pursuing before I even considered asking, like, hey, is it time for snoo? Right? And in that, we were able to get through most and majority of the date before she kind of like backed out from the idea of romantical sexual involvement, right? I was like, I got no problems with that. I lived a very long time before I even had my first sexual encounter. I can go a few more months pursuing a particular woman in order to have that kind of encounter again. Preferably not have to do that, but that's fine. I'm not trying to push or pressure you into it. It's cool. And I guess like me saying that was like it's like made her like, nah, for sure, you're definitely are a woman. It's like, what do you mean I'm a woman? Like, you're a transsexual, you're a transgender mother sucker. I'm like, what? How do you get that idea? Me trying to respect your boundaries means I'm definitely a woman? Doesn't make sense to me. No, you need to explain yourself, ma'am. Miss ma'am, you need to explain yourself. What do you mean I'm a woman because I'm trying to respect your boundaries? Right? And then she talks about it. She talks about this transgender person who basically fooled her into believing that they could have a lifelong future together and have kids and they had a relationship that spanned for a pretty long time, right? And ultimately, she found out that the transgender girl, man, man she was with was actually a woman and actually cheating on her with like every girl in the area. Like, oh, so like 4 of your friends, like, no, all 25 of her friends. Oh wow. And constantly, basically all day long, having sex with 28, 29 different people, if not just those, probably more than that. Like, wow. The reason I have no bitches in Washington is because that girl got all the bitches. Like, dang. Maybe I need to advertise. It's like, no, none of us knew that she was transgender. She was just weird and quirky like you. I'm like, oh. So the reason I get no bitches is because someone was weird and quirky like me first before I was weird and quirky in front of y'all? That sucks, dude. That sucks. That sucks that I respect boundaries. Frick. I probably would have a million more bitches if I didn't respect boundaries just like a little bit. Maybe a little bit, right? If I just could bear the feeling, the pain, the agony of respecting boundaries just like a little bit less, maybe I could have all the bitches like that transgender woman, right? That's a crazy thing to think. Maybe just a little bit. No, right? So ultimately, I recognize that, and I go on with that understanding, like, oh, dang. Well, let me know what this transgender guy, girl, whoever it is, so like, let me know what this dude looks like and what his name is, so I can keep an eye out. Maybe I know him or something and didn't realize I knew him. Like, just describe him for me. And she just describes a most generic, basic dude ever. It's like, see, I've always been able to recognize people based on their face, but based on what you said, I have no idea, right? That matches like a million different people. So maybe I've never been one to remember names very well, and just give me their name. I think that's the last thing I could do, right? So she tells me the name, right? Tell me why I instantly get flashbacks. Tell me why I actually know this person. It's like, nah, give me your phone. Show me a picture of who this person is, because I don't like the idea, right? I don't like this idea of who I'm coming to mind with this. Because if that is true, I hate myself, I hate you, and I hate everything and everyone. It's like, what do you mean? So she's panicking, and I'm not panicking, but I'm like, I hate being here already. I want to go home. If I know this person and it's who I think it is, I want to go home so bad. Worst thing she could say is no, my butt. Worst thing she could say is no, right? And she shows me a picture, and I'm like, dang, why did they make a hotter guy than me? Yes. Gosh. But I knew this person. It was someone from way back when that I actually knew. Someone who I never had any particularly actual encounters with, but it was, again, someone I definitely very well knew. Is straight up dying here today. 1 second. So, who is this person? It is a girl who told me that she was asexual and didn't have sex. So apparently she decided that she was going to undergo sex change operation because she was lesbian instead of asexual. And it's like, oh, okay. It's like, the worst thing you could have said was no. But you said that it was just incompatible. That's cool. That makes sense. Could have just said no, but you're gay. That's cool. So she says that, undergoes sex change therapy to reaffirm that she's gay, and then lo and behold, I run into one of her old stomping grounds from after her surgery. Oh wow. Worst thing you should have been able to say was no, bro. How are you gonna tell me no, have sex with a whole city of women that meet my look beautiful criteria, and then get other people to tell me no? I was like, I just wish everyone just said no in this whole process, because the worst thing that people could say was yes, and then renege on that yes promise by, like, why? You could have just said no, bro. You could have just said no. Hurt my feelings. I seen the picture of him. I'm like, yeah, I know this person. I was like, what? Oh, that's cool. It's like, so ultimately, she is like, okay, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, I'm going home now. It's like, what? I thought we were gonna stay and watch Netflix, chill, and all that stuff. Nah, I'm not in the mood no more. I wanna go home, lay in the shower, and just cry myself to sleep. Because the worst thing people could have and should have been saying all my life was no. But nah, they do stuff like this. They don't say no, they just do things that are far worse, but let you know the answer was no. All right, the audacity. Now as I was like walking out her apartment, she was like, so can we still like do some Netflix chill activities before you go? And I'm like, I should have just said no. Ultimately, I decided the best thing for me to do was be passive aggressive, like slam the door, not hard enough to break it or anything, but loud enough to wake up every dog on her floor. That would keep everyone awake and mad, coming out into the hallway and come into the hallway. It was just loud enough so that people would be forced to get up, be mildly inconvenienced, and then if she tries to come follow me, she'd have to answer all these neighbors' questions about what's going on. That was the worst thing. It wasn't no, it was the worst thing I could do was put her in a situation of having to explain herself to all her neighbors. The worst thing I could do was wake up the dogs and have everyone uncomfortable for the next couple of hours rather than just say no. Because I should have just said no. But Lord knows I was not in the mood to be saying yes or no. I just wanted to go. Right? Worst thing you could say is no. Absolutely not. But hey, that's just me, your Millenia Mailman here. That's just me, your Millenia Mailman. Run me over, dude. Run me over! Worst thing they could say was no. Absolutely not a real true fact. But hey, it's the world we live in. It's the facts we got. So that has been my Funny Guy Friday for you. Laugh at my pain and agony. Laugh at my sufferings for as much and as long as you will. Hope you did enjoy. And I will finish out my walk in the quiet to some lovely sounds of flip-flops and pajama bottoms as we go forward. But hey, peace, love, happiness, and all the rest to you. I will be putting out more videos and such long, faster than the gears can turn that way. So go ahead, leave a like, comment, share, or subscribe if you feel like it. But by all means, peace. Bye-bye.